Hey guys, in my Valhelsia 5 test realm, test world, bedrock, test world, where I have used some rich soil to create a rice farm, which is really productive, really amazingly productive. The way I've done it, I can only do it with normal harvesting, so I have to grind the rice, but substantial amount of rice is quite nice out of such a small farm. But that's not the point. Well, the point is of what we're going to do with the rice. We can create meals. And that requires cooking. And the cooking pot is a rather wild beast. So it's easy enough to get bowls in from the side and our resultant meal out from the back. But how to get ingredients into the cooking area? Inventory, the cooking inventory. So we can't use our standard way of doing things because it's got a number of problems. You feed those if you were going to do it, if you're going to try to do it with normal item transport methods, you have to pop them in from the top, but they end up in an almost random position, and it's somewhat position dependent because you can sometimes, for some recipes, need two items in there individually, not as a stack. So it's no good to have two stacked in a single slot. They need to occupy the two slots, the two items, and that's next to impossible. I have tried some things in previous versions and gotten some results, but there was single purpose cooking pot effectively, and that's not what I want here. So what I want to do is create a kitchen where I dial up the order number. I'd like plate number whatever, and hit a button and it cooks it. So that's what I've done, and I have successfully achieved it. So using a command computer from CC Tweaked. The program's not too bad, and actually it's relatively straightforward, and I'm making sure that I have a pantry of all the ingredients that I maintain. So even though I'm going to use commands to make things happen and materialize items, I do dematerialize them as well to make sure that the balance in the world and universe is kept. Which is the only reason I'd use commands. I don't like to cheat. I think it's just working around some limitations of certain interfaces and so on to use commands instead and achieve desire. So, without further ado, let's get this rocking. Rice. The simplest recipe we've got for cooking with our rice is cooked rice. So, recipe, plate number 1, meal number 1. Hit the button. And we can see it's not cooking. It's strange. I haven't tried recipe number 1 since I've done the other ones. Let's just try it. See if this is going to work at all. No, it's not working for some reason. And it was just working. Literally. Seconds ago. Oh dear. Well, let's look at the code and see if I can fix that. I think... No, if the cooked rice wasn't even working. There, now it's working. We're just having a bit of a moment. Now, recipe number 2. This is a bit more complicated, uses more ingredients. And it's not cooking again. Maybe it's because I'm looking at it. Doesn't like me looking. Ah, yes. Then they say something about that saucepan. Hang on. So our second meal is fried rice. We've got 6 in here right now. Let's see if just... Not looking at it for a second. Yes, okay, so it's having a bit of a conniption when I'm looking at it. Interesting. So now we have our 7 fried rice. Okay. And our third plate is tea curry. Just wait till it looks like it's cooking now. No, it was too soon. But you see here, it's got the 2 tea leaves next to each other. Very tricky. Now tea curry. Yeah. Let me just try that again to make sure is this working. We had how many? 6. Oh yes, there it goes. It's taking a while. 7. Okay, how odd. How odd. It doesn't like me looking. It's a strange block. It's very difficult. Been very difficult. Okay, so here are the pantry items. Let's have a look at the code. Alright. Some tables that tell us where redstone torches are for each of our ingredients in our pantry, and what the names of the ingredients are, and what our recipe in the cookpot looks like. We find our ingredients from we create an order for our pantry. What we do is we toggle the redstone torches in front of the hoppers, which causes one to fall through. I'll show you what's in the hopper in a second, but if we toggle the redstone and it causes one to fall through. And now we prepare the recipe. Once we've got our ingredients all prepared, blah blah blah, we actually put them into the cook pot, where we modify the cook pot here and blah 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 blah. Very tricky. Inventory. It's still an inventory even though we can't access it properly. And while we get redstone input, then we check what's going on for a recipe and find the ingredients and prepare it. Fabulous. Alright, now let's have a look at how it's just to prove that it's doing it. Oh, see, unattended, it just all goes wrong. Ugh. Oh. Oh, this is painful. Okay, I'm very sorry. Alright. So there's nothing down here. This is we take out our pantry and then it goes down here. So by toggling these redstone torches in front of the hoppers. So the hoppers have got our ingredients plus a bunch of junk to make sure that it's all well controlled. Some tricks I learned from Bedrock. And let's fire away. So if we're going to do recipe 3, that's our tea curry. That should get us 2 tea leaves and so on. We'll have a look. Do we get what we need? I'll just have a look. Yeah, good. So we've got these ingredients here. We're going to match them down the bottom. And there they are. That's fantastic. So we'll burn those again. Nice little latch thing in this version of Create, having that toggle. It's very nice. So I could simplify this just down to this circuit rather than having a silly clock and overrides and nasty stuff that I've had to do before. And so that's it. That is it. Oh, it's taken so long. And I'm sorry about the rain. Thanks for watching.